So let's talk about the first tech challenge competition manual. We're talking about a 150 plus page beast full of rules, specs, and procedures. And yeah, it can look pretty intimidating. But our goal here is to crack it open and show you that it's not just a rulebook, it's actually a map to an incredible journey.
Before we even get to a single nut or bolt, we have to start right here. This quote from the amazing Dr. Woody Flowers, well, it's pretty much the soul of the entire program. It sets the stage for everything else. You see, FIRST isn't just about building the best robot. It's about building better people. And that idea, that's the foundation for this whole thing.
In fact, that idea is so important that it's our very first section, more than robots. Because honestly, the culture of this competition is what makes it completely unique. Okay, so this whole culture is wrapped up in these two key ideas. And yes, they're actually trademarked by FIRST. Think of it like this. You're out a big race, and your number one rival's car just breaks down. In the world of FIRST, you don't celebrate. You literally run over to their pit, tools in hand, and help them get back on the track. You compete like crazy on the field, but you help each other everywhere else. It's a core value.
All right, now let's get to the fun stuff, the game itself. Every single year, there's a brand new challenge, and this season, it's called DECODE. This is the central quest that thousands of teams all over the world are trying to solve.
The whole theme is about discovery, archaeology, using your STEM skills to uncover the future. Teams have to design, build, and program a robot to tackle a whole series of tasks, all based around this really cool theme.
So, what do the robots actually have to do? Well, when you boil it all down, it's pretty straightforward. Robots are designed to collect these scoring elements, they're called artifacts, and launch them into a big central goal. If they can create specific color patterns, they get bonus points, and at the very end, they have to race back to their starting area, their base, before that clock hits 0. And here's the wild part. The entire match unfolds in just 2.5 minutes. It's broken into 3 totally distinct phases. It kicks off with a 30-second autonomous period. The robot is all on its own, running on code the students wrote before the match even started. Then, bam, it switches to a 2-minute driver-controlled period where 2 students are at the controls with gamepads. And those last 20 seconds? That's the end game, a frantic scramble for huge points that can totally change the outcome.
Okay, we get the game. So now let's talk about the star of the show, the robot itself. This is where all that awesome engineering creativity has to meet some very, very specific rules.
And that's the big question, right? This is what sends teams digging through dozens and dozens of pages in the manual. But here's the secret. While there are a lot of little details, it all really boils down to a few critical rules that shape every single robot out there. To keep things fair for everybody, every single team has to play by the same core rules. For starters, your robot has to fit inside an 18-inch cube at the beginning of every match. You can only use a maximum of 8 DC motors and 10 servos for everything, your wheels, your arms, everything. And every robot is powered by the exact same kind of 12-volt battery. These 4 rules create a level playing field and really force teams to get clever.
But you know what? Maybe the most important rule of all goes right back to that spirit of FIRST we talked about. The robot's major mechanisms, we're talking the drivetrain, the scoring system, the important stuff, all have to be built by the students. This rule makes sure that the robot is a product of what the students have learned and built themselves, not something an expert built for them.
So you've got your student-built robot, it's ready to play the game. What's it actually like when you show up to a competition? Let's walk through what a tournament day feels like. A tournament day is an absolute whirlwind. It all starts with inspection, where volunteers check your robot to make sure it follows all the rules. Then you jump into a bunch of qualification matches with partners that are randomly assigned. After that, the top-ranked teams get to pick their partners for the playoffs in a super dramatic process called alliance selection. From there, those alliances compete in a bracket until only one is left standing. And the whole day wraps up with an awards ceremony that recognizes all kinds of achievements.
And that word I just used, alliance, is absolutely key. In every single match, you are working with another team. It's a 2-on-2 competition. You win together and you lose together. This whole structure is fundamental to the game's strategy and its collaborative spirit.
Which brings us to our final section, and it's going to circle us right back to the beginning, because winning in FIRST is about so much more than just what the scoreboard says at the end of the match.
There are basically 2 separate competitions happening at every event.
On one side, you've got the robot game, where alliances win based purely on points. But on the other side, you have the judged awards. This is where teams go into interviews with panels of judges and talk about their engineering process, their business plan, and how they've shared STEM with their community. And these awards celebrate a huge range of skills. The top prize, the Inspire Award, goes to a true role model team that just crushes it in all areas. The Think Award is for teams with amazing engineering notebooks. The Connect Award goes to teams that engage with STEM professionals. This whole system makes sure that teams are rewarded for their entire journey, not just how the robot did in one 2.5-minute match. So yeah, the manual is long, but the journey it maps out is about so much more than just rules. It's a challenge of engineering, of teamwork, of outreach. It's really a framework for discovery. The theme this season is DECODE. So the real question is, what will you uncover?